The next patch for the Xbox One and PS4 versions of PUBG should be coming out July 30th, 2019. There's no official word or no official patch notes telling us exactly what we'll be getting, but we can look to patch number 30 on the PC for a hint at what's to come on console for PUBG. And this patch is going to be a game changer. There's no other way around it. There's a new vehicle, a new weapon, a brand new gameplay mechanic, a massive change to an item that already exists, along with some quality of life improvements that we should also be getting. But first off, let's talk about those game changers. If you've been watching the PC gameplay, you know about the new vehicle that's been added to the game. The new armored vehicle that comes with the flare shot that replaces the armored UAZ, the BRDM-2. And we'll just call it the BRDM. The BRDM is basically a tank that can drive on water and land. It can only be called in as a special care package using the flare gun on all maps, and it replaces the armored UAZ, like I said. The BRDM's total HP is 2500 and its health is twice as much as the UAZ. But here's the thing that stands out the most: the tires cannot be popped. It's a powerful, bulletproof vehicle that can reduce incoming damage from both bullets and grenades, and even red zone damage. That's right, this thing can survive a direct red zone hit. It can hold up to 4 players, and it has a top speed of 102 kilometers an hour when boosted and 22 kilometers an hour when in the water. And this thing is a game changer for a number of reasons. Like I said, it's bulletproof, so you can't even be shot out of it. You can't shoot through the windows, you can't do anything. Basically, your only hope of stopping this thing is blowing it up, and it has twice the amount of HP as the UAZ, so it's going to take a ton of focus fire from a whole squad, and if you're in solos with this, good luck. Just try and stay away from it. If you can get in it, actually get in it with the person that's driving. As long as you're not teaming with them and coordinating your attacks with them, if you're just trying to avoid them, this is probably your best bet. I've been watching some wacky jacky footage of him using it lately, and it's just crazy. He will drive up next to it, get the person to stop, and then he'll jump in. And you can't do anything in there. You can't hit anybody with a pan, you can't shoot them or anything like that while you're inside. So basically, people are just stuck together and there's nothing to do. So if anyone gets out, the other person's going to drive away with it, and you're not going to be able to take them down in the time that you need to before they can get away, because the thing is just a beast. Unless it's really low on health, it's going to be really hard to take anyone out in this vehicle. But not only for solos, but in duos and squads. If you find a flare gun early in the match, it's going to be a valuable strategy more than ever to get the armored vehicle, because this thing is going to get you wherever you need to go safely. Now let's talk about the new weapon that's going to be introduced, the Deagle. The Deagle is a handgun that deals the strongest pistol damage with great muzzle velocity and will be spawned on all maps. It can deal 62 damage per shot and take both red dot and hollow sights, along with various magazines and a laser pointer that improves hipfire accuracy. And it's so powerful it can actually take out a level 3 helmet in just 2 shots. But with that power and with that muzzle velocity comes harder to control recoil, so it's going to take some practice to master it. It carries 7 rounds by default and 10 when extended. Now I don't think this is as much of a game changer as the BRDM, obviously. Pistols are still just pistols in the game. It's going to be hard to outmatch a SMG or an AR or anything really when you just have a pistol, but having this might give you a better chance than any other pistol in the game. Now what about that new gameplay change? And I'm sure you all have heard of it by now, but the ledge grabbing system that's been added to PUBG is going to change the game. Maybe not as much as people thought originally, but it is going to account for some differences when playing. The ledge grab allows you to take new paths by climbing up the edge of roofs, fences, and obstacles up to 2.5 meters high, and you can jump from building to building or container to container. And it doesn't actually seem like you take fall damage when you do this. So you can jump from the top of a building, land and ledge grab onto a ledge that's lower, much lower than where you jumped. And usually if you just landed in that location, you would take a lot of fall damage. Here, it doesn't seem like that's happening. So basically PUBG parkour. And some of the stuff that the PC players have pulled off is pretty cool. And honestly, I think it just looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be cool to see where people can get, maybe escaping a dangerous situation by jumping off a roof and landing in another building. Like, how cool would that be? I don't know. There seems to be some mixed opinions about this. Some people just think it doesn't fit in the game properly. Maybe it's just like too Assassin's Creed. But I think it's a fun addition to the game. It definitely gives us some variety, and it's sure to make for some funny or fun moments. And anything to add a little bit more fun into the game is fine by me, as long as we're not going over the top or anything like that. I feel like, hey, if you're jumping off a roof and you're going to another roof, why wouldn't your character be able to grab onto it and pull himself up? However, they may have to balance some of the fall damage. If you're jumping from a really high altitude and you grab onto a ledge at the last second where you would normally take a ton of fall damage and then you don't take any, that could be a problem, but I imagine they'll adjust things over time. Now let's talk about an existing item that's getting a major overhaul, the gas can. You should be able to shoot them and blow them up. Previous to this patch, all you use the gas can for is just filling up the gas in vehicles, but now you might actually want to carry it on your person as a tactic. And it's not a one-shot, one-explosion type of thing. You have to prime the gas can or shoot it with enough bullets in order to make it explode. I think it's 5 with a 5.56 weapon and 4 shots with a 7.62. But here's the thing, if you set it down and you shoot it 4 times with a 5.56 weapon, then you only need 1 more bullet to finish it off and make it explode. You can prime it and leave it on the ground and then shoot it once while someone walks into the door. As soon as the gas can explodes, it'll deal damage to all players in a radius around its location. Obviously, the closer you are to it, the more damage you'll take. Obviously, if they're close enough together, they can have sort of a chain reaction type of thing. So I can just imagine some of the fun stuff that people will try with the gas cans once this goes live on console. Alright, now let's get into some of the quality of life things that should be added with this patch, as there are a number of different things that should improve the game. Now, it's not 100% confirmed. Obviously, if any of these things are in the next patch, I just assume, based off of the history with how the things have gone from PC to console, I'm just guessing that most of this stuff will be in the next patch on July 30th. But hey, if I'm wrong about that, obviously I'll make another video later to confirm what's in the patch, but for now, it's fun to speculate. There's a new radio message system on PC. If you're playing with a player without comms, or you play with somebody that doesn't speak the same language, this new radio message system can help. There'll be ways to quickly communicate short phrases with teammates. Things like enemy spotted, need backup, need meds, thank you, sorry, negative, affirmative, need ammo, and then you can kind of drill down into that and send them different messages to tell them exactly what you want to do or what you need. Obviously, the more communication you have in PUBG, the better off you're going to be, and the more you're going to succeed in the match. The new ping system, you'll be able to ping different items, you'll be able to ping locations, and I think it just makes it a more fluent and informative experience compared to what we had before. And obviously, I'll drill down into the more detailed information if this does actually make it to console, but just know that they're trying to improve the comm system if you don't communicate over the headset, or if you are communicating with some of your teammates but you have a random in your party, it's a good way to communicate with them as well. And here's a quality of life improvement that I think is going to be really cool. It's a small thing, but I think it will go a long way, especially when completing missions and bragging to your teammates. Kill distance will be added to the center screen kill messages. So when you see that message, you killed Blitz 5 by headshot with the M24, it'll now display the distance to the right of that if it's 100 meters or more. Now this won't show up on knocks, it'll only show up on the finish or the kill. They also talk about a new survival supply system. I'm not going to get into it too much, but just know that we may be getting a new survival system, and it makes sense because Survivor Pass 3 wildcard should be ending around the time that we get this new patch. But basically you'll have 3 daily objectives and 3 weekly objectives in this new survival system. And instead of ranking up by XP and then getting something every level, you'll actually be getting BP for completing the missions. The daily missions will get you 200, 300, and 400. And the weekly missions should grant you 1500 BP per. But we'll just have to see if that does indeed come to console, but if it was my guess, I'd say it will. Now all we need is some actual things that we can buy with BP in the store. They hinted about that, hopefully that's going to be coming as well. I'd love to see some new cosmetics come into the game that you can purchase with BP directly, as well as some new crates that have some new items in it, especially since most of us have a ton of BP saved up at this point, and really not much to spend it on. And that's basically what you can expect for the new patch that's coming out July 30th of 2019 for both Xbox One and PS4. There's a lot of stuff in here that BRDM is going to be pretty cool to mess around with. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to drive around with in duos or squads, and even solos. I think it's going to be overpowered in solos just like it is on PC. But hey, maybe by the time we get it, they've figured some things out and they've changed it quite a bit. Who knows? And the other thing that I'm looking forward to the most is the ledge grabbing. Not because I'm going to be able to use it to do any crazy things during the matches. I just think it's going to be a fun addition. You might be able to get on a couple roofs that you haven't been able to get up on before, just to give you that nice angle to take some shots on players coming in. But let me know what you guys are most excited for. And I'm really liking the fact that we're getting more and more content at a much faster rate than we were before. It seems like they're really getting busy on giving us some good content, getting us caught up with the PC version as fast as they possibly can. But I hope you guys found the video useful. If you did, definitely give the video a like and subscribe to stay up to date on everything that I publish. I just hit 14,000 subscribers, and I said thank you in a post earlier, but I can't say thank you enough. I appreciate everyone that watches my content, interacts in the comments, and especially thankful to you guys that support my channel either by becoming a member or anyone that's stopped by my live streams and donated. It means the world to me. I really appreciate you guys, and I just love making this content for you, so I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Remember to follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description below. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time, I'll see you later.